Every Halloween, one house in town lights up, even though no one lives there anymore. You're watching Mr. Creepy Official. Stay until the end if you dare. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, before the house notices you. When I was 10, I was dared to knock on the door of the old Vexler house, the one everyone in town called the house that waits. It had been abandoned for over 30 years, its windows boarded, its porch sagging like tired bones. Yet every Halloween, just after midnight, a single lantern would appear in the upstairs window. No one ever saw who put it there. Some said it was teenagers, others whispered the Vexlers never left. When I was 16, my best friend Aaron dared me again. "Let's go tonight," he said. "I'll bring a flashlight. You bring the guts." That Halloween was colder than usual, the kind of cold that seeps under your skin and makes you feel watched. The streets were slick with fallen leaves, and the wind carried the faint smell of burnt wax and damp soil. When we reached the end of Briar Hollow, the lantern was already lit. It flickered against the cracked glass, casting a shadow that didn't look like furniture. It looked like someone standing still, watching. Aaron laughed nervously. "Someone's already there." But when we stepped closer, we realized there were footprints in the dirt, small, bare, leading to the porch. And they were fresh. Aaron went first. He always did. He climbed the steps, and each board beneath him groaned like something alive. I followed, the flashlight trembling in my hand. The air was thick, not with cold, but with something heavier, like the air after lightning. "Hello?" Aaron called out, voice cracking. "Trick or treat." The wind stopped. Completely. We both froze. Then, from inside the house, came a sound, 3 knocks. Slow. Hollow. From the other side of the door. Aaron turned to me, eyes wide. "Dude, that came from inside." I wanted to say something brave, but my throat locked up. The door handle began to turn. Aaron grabbed my arm. "We're leaving." But the door opened, just an inch, and the smell hit us. Like rotting pumpkins. Like wet dirt. Like something that shouldn't breathe anymore. I shone the flashlight through the crack. The beam fell on the hallway wallpaper, peeling, blackened with mold, and then something moved. Not a person. Not an animal. Something flat, crawling along the wall, bending around corners like a shadow detached from light. Aaron whispered, "Did you see that?" Before I could answer, the flashlight flickered out. And in that split second of darkness, the door slammed shut. When the door slammed, the sound echoed down the street like thunder. I fumbled for the flashlight. It blinked back to life just long enough to show the front door was open again. Aaron looked at me. "It's inviting us in." He said it like a joke, but his voice shook. We shouldn't have gone in. But we did. The air inside was still, heavy. My breath turned white in the beam of the flashlight. Cobwebs hung like curtains. The wallpaper was clawed, deep scratches leading upward. Something about the silence didn't feel empty, it felt like the house was listening. Then we heard it, faint, from upstairs. A clock ticking. We climbed the staircase, each step soft with dust. I could hear my heartbeat, and another one, slower, matching the rhythm of the ticking clock. The light flickered over the landing. A mirror stood at the end of the hall, covered by a sheet. The fabric trembled, not from wind. From something underneath it breathing. Aaron reached out. "It's just a rat or..." The sheet fell off by itself. The mirror was clean. Too clean. I could see both of us standing there, but behind us, reflected in the glass, was a third shape. Tall. Thin. Its head tilted, as if studying us. I turned around. No one. When I looked back at the mirror, there was only one reflection left. Mine. Aaron was gone. Aaron? My voice echoed, but the sound didn't come back right. It was warped, like the walls were chewing my words. I ran down the hallway, shining the flashlight in every direction. No sign of him. But there were footprints, small, barefoot ones, leading to the attic door. The same kind we'd seen outside. I swallowed hard and climbed the creaking stairs. Each step moaned under my weight. The air grew thicker, colder, like it didn't want me there. At the top, the attic door stood open just a crack. Something moved behind it, a shadow shifting before my flashlight touched it. When I pushed the door open, I froze. The attic was filled with lanterns. Dozens of them. Each glowing faintly, each with a name scratched on the glass. And one of them said Aaron. I reached toward it. The moment my fingers brushed the glass, the flame inside flared, and I heard his voice whisper right behind me. Don't blow it out. I spun around, nothing. Just cold air and creaking wood. Then I saw movement in the shadows, faint, flickering. Faces, distorted like melted wax, pressed against the walls, whispering in perfect unison. We waited, we stayed, we light the way. One of them lifted a pale, wrinkled hand and pointed at the staircase. At the bottom stood the shape from the mirror. It was looking up. And now it was smiling. The figure at the bottom of the stairs didn't move. It just stood there, long arms dangling, head tilted too far to one side, as if its neck had forgotten how to stop bending. I tried to step back, but the wooden floorboards pulsed under my shoes, breathing. Every lantern in the attic flickered at once, their names glowing brighter, names of people I recognized. Aaron. Olivia. Tyler. Kids who'd gone missing on Halloween's years apart. Each time a flame went out, one of the faces in the walls disappeared. I whispered, Aaron, where are you? A cold breath brushed my ear. I told you not to blow it out. The lantern with his name was shaking violently now. The lantern with Aaron's name trembled harder until the glass cracked. A rush of icy wind swept through the attic, snuffing out every other light. For one heartbeat, the entire house fell into silence. Then, a sound rose from below. Footsteps. Dozens of them. Bare feet slapping wood, circling the base of the stairs. I ran to the window, but there was no outside anymore. Just darkness. Like the world had been folded shut around the house. A faint glow appeared behind me, Aaron's lantern, somehow relit. Inside the cracked glass, his face was faintly visible, mouthing words I couldn't hear. I leaned closer, desperate, and then the whisper reached me. You knocked. Now you stay. The walls began to move, stretching and groaning like lungs taking their first breath in decades. Faces formed in the wood, mouths gasping open. I stumbled back toward the stairs, but the shape from the mirror was waiting, closer now. Its skin shimmered like candle wax, eyes hollow, lips twisted into a near-human grin. It raised one long finger and pointed to the lantern in my hand. "You forgot to light yours." The attic filled with the sound of flames catching, dozens of new lanterns igniting all at once. Each one bore a fresh name. And as I looked down, my stomach dropped. One of them spelled mine. The shape whispered, almost lovingly, "Now, we can wait together." The last thing I remember was the taste of smoke, and the faint toll of a grandfather clock striking midnight. They say the Wexler house still lights up every Halloween. But this year, there's one more lantern glowing in the attic window. If you walk by and see it, don't knock. Because the house is always waiting for someone new. Jack-o'-lantern, the house that waits for Halloween night. A Mr. Creepy official original story.